Greetings, good afternoon, everyone. The Honorable One of Southbow, the Success Scholar, Haki Shakur Ami here, and I want to do this piece. Haki Ami addresses the critics. Well, it seems as though on YouTube, for instance, I have individuals who, for whatever reason, dislike some of my posts. But let me just make this thing plain. Some of us have earned the rights to offer various levels of critiques. Now, I'm very diplomatic and careful. I don't want to appear, certainly, and I don't wish to appear to be a hater or, have any jealous bone in my body. Because let me just make it plain, I am the success scholar. And with that being said, I'll give some historical context of why, I have to now assert certain positions. It's like when you have built up your track record to such a level in various spaces, you have to really begin to understand from a humble perspective that you are a true leader. And so, with that being said, I recognize my position and I position myself to have true longevity in what I consider to be the movement for empowered. I'm at this particular time the most, uh, shall I say, the most centered individual, from a conscious perspective to create progressive and positive change and transformation. Now, several operations recently has built my have built my brand. Last year, for instance, I had the opportunity to moderate the panel at the Congressional Black Caucus. Now, some people, I'm sure I did a YouTube announcing that. Some people don't know or do not appreciate the ramifications of that. But for a grassroots, both grassroots as well as someone that has built a substantial, balanced understanding of organizing and finance and politics and business, I recognize the value and what actually transpired during that time. And so, with that being said, uh, I've positioned myself substantially. Now, over the past year, I'll just kind of give a overview of some of the things that we've accomplished, myself and some of my supporters, and hopefully you will be a supporter once you realize the cutting edge where I stand in the movement and for empowerment, for growth, for self-development, for holistic living. Just being a success scholar that I am, and realizing that we have to fight on many different fronts. We have to organize on many different fronts. We have to empower ourselves in many different ways. And so we in Baltimore, we did the screening for Black Friday. It would have been nice if more would have come out, but I know that sometimes individuals do not come out for various types of economic knowledge versus sport and play and a conspiracy theorist. A conspiracy theorist coming to town to talk. So I know that many of us are, as Dr. Amos Wilson would say, financially illiterate and financially, economically defeated, mentally and psychologically economically defeated. And so, with that being said, so we did the Black Friday film. Later in Bowie, we did the 7 a.m. screening. That was leading up to, 100 black men having Dr. Randall Pickett in town. So I was certainly there for that. Um, VIP there for that. 100 black men of Prince George's County had him there. Yes, and I was present for that. And coming up here, well, I'm sorry, then that was leading up to the Power Networking Conference, where I had a prominent location, um, where I got a few books sold to a few individuals, and really got some key information out and good networking going and building the Success Scholar brand. Then on top of that, I had I'm sorry, we did the Power Talk. I was a co-sponsor of that. And so, had several speakers there. I mean, you just have to look this up, man. I can't, I'm not going to go back and rehash all of the different speakers at the Power Networking Conference and at the Power Talk, but I am saying at this particular time, I am not going to stop. I'm going to continue to rise up and make moves, and so I need, and I'm able to spot the loyal supporters, and that's a good leadership discernment to be able to discern those that be for you and those that are against you. And some people are a little subtle with it, and you have to know who's smart enough, because I'm on a I'm on a Harriet Tubman movement to know who's smart enough to say, you know what, that brother is going places. I'm going to align myself with him. He's making moves. He's connected. He's conscious. He's read all the books. But back to the book. I co-authored a book with Les Brown and Dr. George C. Frazier. Les Brown speaks all over the planet. He's known as one of the top motivational speakers on the planet, and so he's the most requested speaker out here. He certainly has earned that, being an elder in our community. And George Frazier put on each year one of the most empowering conferences, the Power Networking conferences. Um, uh, the Power Networking Conference each and every year. Now it's in, just down the street in Prince George's County. And so, yes, so good things are going on. And just this past Friday, this weekend, I attended the Convention of the Oppressed in Cleveland right before the RNC convention. So I'm on a move, man. And now coming up, I just got invited to participate and speak at the Urban League Conference, the biggest black-owned civil rights organization, who integrated both police and fire and many of the agencies and industries that were excluded to black people. And so, however, any individual feels about integration, that can be open for discussion in terms of how you utilize various laws and various things. I had conversations with several individuals, including one of the lawyers that worked with Pern Mitchell. At that time, for those that may not be familiar, Pern Mitchell was a congressman, and the Mitchell family is quite known throughout Baltimore. But one of the attorneys, Attorney Anthony Robinson, we had sometime I used to be his executive assistant some years ago, and he still claims me. But he shared some insights in terms of, and maybe I need to get an interview with him and talk about the whole integration thing, because he's worked with that on the federal federal 8A and federal inclusion of the MBE program. And so he has some key insights, and he actually came to the Power Network Conference. So all of these real empowered people were at the Power Networking Conference. And, last year I moderated a panel. I just sent another email to the Congressional Black Caucus to uh, see what's popping this year. What's popping, and see can the Success Scholar be down on some level. So good things are happening. I must say. So I say how to handle your critics. Sometimes you can't ignore some of the behavior, particularly when people make things public. And I'm a growing adult, and some people like to ignore people, so I'm not gonna mention anyone by any names and give them any credit, because I know that I'm rolling with successful, empowered individuals, and some people may be disowning me at different times, and that's fine too. But I know from my analysis, just what I've done. And so the Urban League Conference is coming up in Baltimore, and next year in Baltimore, the NAACP conference is coming to Baltimore. And so I'm saying, I've done all that I can in terms of the grassroots organizing and sharing, selling hundreds of books, not just my book, but Amos Wilson, Naeem Akbar, Francis Cress Welsing, Claude Anderson, James Klingman, just the whole Mata movement, Brother Frazier, George Sabura, the, you know, all of the hundreds and, yes, I'd say probably thousands of books that I've sold to people and over 1,000 that I've personally read over the years. All of that knowledge is going to be valuable. And so I am not, in this to take any secondary or try to be up under people, be a jock rider or a follower. I've earned my earned my my first row, first all star team, to continue to build up our community, to build up our empowerment, and I'm working very smartly to achieve certain goals. And so I say, support my movement, support my books, my audios, project things that happen. If you can volunteer your services to be a part of this success scholar movement, we have assets. We have assets and they're growing. We have cash flows. We have strong brand, a ridiculous, stupid brand within the DMV area. I've been putting in the work. Actually, last year I was at the Maryland Minority Black Caucus weekend. I'm sorry, yes, the Maryland Legislative Black Caucus weekend. Set up the whole weekend. George Frazier will be speaking this year. So I don't mind. Sometimes you are the star, sometimes you the Pippen, sometimes you the Dennis Rodman grabbing the rebounds or whatever. For you all that only understand sports, but I'm saying that invite the success scholar out to your events and allow for me to be interviewed on your radio shows. Share this video. Share. Yes, yes. It's an inspirational video. I try to be inspirational. Some people think that would like to label some things as negative. But when you are exposing the things that disempower us in our community, sometimes you have to call some things out, man. And I'm just real. I'm a realist, shall I say? So with that being said, I say I'm looking forward coming up. Oh, we got a film that we're showing in the Baltimore area before I do film, as that's August the 12th at 2811 Druid Park Drive at the Balkan Blazers building. We're gonna have some stars, some sister Kimberly Connor coming in, Andrea Ward, as well as a producer. So this is before I do the film. You can look it up on YouTube. So we're gonna have some good people in town and talk about the film industry, some actors and producers. We're gonna talk about just black independent films, how they got together, and talk about the fire industries and careers as well. So it's a good recruitment tool. Um, so I am who I say I am. Uh, don't listen to these fools out here that want to paint some picture because of who I affiliate with or where I used to affiliate with, or I'm just making it plain, and I take up for uh, individuals who are doing good work, and for the unjust criticism that may come against different individuals. I'm just a man of rightness and justice, and so that's what I stand for. But other than that, what else we got? What else we got? Yeah. Oh, and after that, a week later, we have some of the city council candidates that are actually going to be coming to 2811 Druid Park Drive, and that's going to be a free event. So several have already confirmed. So I'm making moves, bros. I'm making moves. Baltimore City candidate. So I'm making moves. whether anybody choose to acknowledge it or not. But I'm gonna run like Harriet Tubman away from your ass. Because if you mentally enslaved today with everything that's going on, and you're not expanding your network and listening to different people. Les Brown, dealing with your mind, and the Black Psychologist Conference, the ASCAT conference, like big attendees of many of these great conferences to get a true broad understanding. Of some people, I'm all over the place. Well, that's what success scholars do, and that's what I've done. And so this is, how I'm able to come in so many disciplines and break down different things. And so, and had such a broad understanding. And so I'm saying, yes, consider me and to add me to your speaking platform, whatever it is that you do. Interview me, radio, YouTube or whatever, Google Hangouts, Facebook Live, whatever it is you want to do. I'll come to you. Just in Cleveland, going back to Cleveland next week for the Tariq Nasheed, Dr. George Frazier, David Banner, and Baba Kaba Khomeini. Yeah, yes, I'm doing it, man. I'm not sitting around waiting for anybody to give me a damn thing. Many of you, that I've supported over the years, in different spaces. I'm doing a reality check right now. I'm doing a deep rooted reality check of who's spotting talent. Having a black book of who. I don't expect anybody to do anything for free and be my water carrier, but I've done some things for some people, and all I've gotten was hate because I stopped doing it. I stopped being people's little poodle or carrying people's water. I'm still, humble and encouraging to others, but now it's time for real leaders, and I represent real leadership. I have the real plan for Black people empowerment. I'm connected to the real builders. I've been up and down the East Coast and now out west. Look, not west, because I don't care. I'm not trying to go so far, but I certainly, in the DMV, I made my traction, and so now it's time to expand. I have a empowering message, and I'm looking forward. Actually, Les Brown, Damon John, and Dr. Willie Jolly is coming to town. I've met with Damon John of Shark Tank, yes, in Florida. Met with him, got pictures of him for you all. That's on YouTube. That's all you know me from, or that's all you hating from. Yes, I've taken a training with Dr. Willie Jolly, a 2-day boot camp speaker training. You know, have done some trainings with Les Brown, the international motivational speaker. Did one in New York, did one in DC. Actually, I did 2 in New York, 2 of his trainings in New York, and I did 1 in DC. So I'm saying that I'm fully prepared and trained and authorized to speak. Have the best-selling book, Mission Unstoppable, been organizing around the Baltimore area, and we making some things happen. So get my books, organize events to, educate us in terms of how to live holistically. I do, encourage a vegan lifestyle for our people to truly, and I don't want to raise it up as the high issue of importance, but I'm not going to be like some people, like some of these speakers that say we don't care about what you eating, or we don't care about what you smoking, or how much drugs you doing. Yes, we do care. We do care because I know that individuals that are under various chemical substance food poisoning, it's affecting your brain cells, it's affecting your nutrition, affecting your overall, uh, even if it is just a placebo effect. Yes, that's a medical term. I have a slight medical background. So if it is a placebo effect, that's a good thing. That's a good thing to know that it's a good thing to know that when you eat certain types of meat, it's staying in your digestive system 6, 7 days, and you're not using the bathroom, all kind of, you know, the putrefaction is putrefying within your intestines, just holding up your bowel movements, and, you're becoming constipated, and you're full of it. And so, and some of these folks, they won't say things like that. I don't make it like the core platform of what I stand for, but just trust and believe that that's a part of me, where I stand in the movement. And yes, the Vegan Soul Fest is coming up. Sister Naja and man, oh my gosh, she gonna kill me. I'm sorry, Sister Naja Land Kush put that together. Uh, uh, as well as the book expo is going to be coming up. I'm paid my money for both of those things, so I'm going to be ready to do battle. Bring the good vibes to me. Just in Baltimore, the good vibes. I'm connecting the dots on many different levels. So looking forward to building and organizing again. I'll be next event is at the Urban League Conference. Uh, I'll be speaking. I'm not sure how long or what's the time. Well, I know what I'm going to say, but we'll see, because they may get me on a panel. So I'm working on that. So I'm just connecting the dots again. In August, we have the film, and then we have the candidates, meet the candidates form. So holler at the Success Scholar. Text me 410-209-9687. Again, 410-209-9687. Sorry, had some orange juice. Email haki.ammi@yahoo.com. So holler at the Success Scholar. We making moves for the 21st century. Tune in on each and every Monday. Look at some of my YouTubes on elifemedia.net. Look at some of my YouTubes there. We had some amazing shows. Sister Sylvia, Darlene, sisters from Cleveland, had them on last week. Great author and great promoters. So I'm moving and shaking, brothers and sisters. So check out my YouTubes on Elife Media Group on YouTube. I have several of the more sophisticated, nice background. So I'm no longer doing, where people can say, look at you, wait, you're doing those YouTube somewhere. No, it's not like that anymore. So moves are being made. Progress is absolutely being made. So keep it right here. Good things are happening. Looking forward to the next level. Peace.